What's up, everyone? Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Well, hello, guys. It's been 2 weeks since we last did this. It is now episode 2. I guess we can officially call this a series now because I've done all the work behind the scenes. The podcast is now listed properly on YouTube, and now you can listen to this podcast wherever you listen to your podcast: Spotify, Apple, wherever you do it. So, guys, tonight we have an international flavor coming to the stream tonight. So, tonight we are welcoming in fellow DSN creator Murray from Murray's Adventures. We're going to get some wonderful takes on Disneyland Paris. He's going to do some light comparison just for fun between Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World. Aaron is looking fashionable. Yeah, I thought I'd spiff up tonight. Uh, but welcome in. I see Shift is here. Leo is here. Matt's been loitering around. If you're in the chat, make sure you say hi to us so we can say hi to you. This is an interactive podcast after all. With that said, I don't want to loiter too much. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button on the way in the door. If you're new, you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well. Ring that bell icon so you know when we go live or post new videos in the future. This stream right here, this podcast, we're going to go on a bi-weekly schedule here. So every 2 weeks. So tonight is episode 2, or session 2 as I'm calling it instead of episodes. And then 2 weeks from tonight on the 21st, we will have session 3. And I've already got our guests lined up for that. And I can't wait to talk with them as well. But tonight, let's focus on our guest tonight. That is Murray from Murray's Adventures. And let's go ahead and bring him in. And there he is. Hello, Murray. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. And hope you guys are doing well too.
So, real quickly, I mean, obviously you know what we're going through tonight. We're going through an interview here in just a moment. But go ahead, do a real quick introduction of yourself before we get going.
Well, I'm UK based and I travel to Disneyland Paris. I have been doing it once a month since last December, and I stream as often as I can when I'm here. I do try and get here, as I say, once a month, but for 3, 4, 5 days at a time, and I'm reliving my childhood again.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, and we'll touch on that a little bit later with our third topic. But you ready for this, Murray? We're gonna get into topic 1 and have a
Go
little
for it.
fun. All
Go
right.
for it.
Topic number 1. You just did this. What? Let's start with this. What makes your channel stand out? We already did the intros, and you told us a little bit about you. But what makes your channel stand out?
From what I've seen, there's not a lot of streamers here in Disneyland Paris, so there's that little bit difference, and I'm hoping that does stand out, as you said.
Yeah. See, you're right. I don't know many people that actually stream in Disneyland Paris. Now, I will admit, I don't actually go seeking out because obviously I'm Disney World based. I'm here in Florida. I'm going to look at what I know. But at the same time, yeah, I don't think I've seen too many pop up in Disneyland Paris. So you're definitely running kind of a niche of a niche there.
Well, I am hoping. I'm hoping it'll catch on. The only problem is it's the time difference.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's the biggest problem.
Oh, yeah. So we'll establish that right now. Currently here in Orlando time, because y'all know I'm Orlando based. It is 7:04 p.m. Eastern time. Murray, what time is it where you are?
Just add another 6 hours. It's just gone 1 o'clock, 1 a.m.
Staying up late to be with us tonight. I appreciate that, by the way.
Yes.
All
No,
right.
it's my pleasure.
All right. So what first drew you to Disney content creation?
Um, Bored with normal everyday life. Just wanted to change. I started watching YouTube streamers at Disney World, and I thought, this could be fun. So looked more into it, practiced a little bit, and here I am now. Still practicing, still looking into it, but
Yeah,
getting there.
that see that's the thing. I know I touch on this all the time, but there's no how-to guide for what we do. Like I do here at Disney World, you do at Disneyland Paris. Streaming is just something you kind of learn on the go by
Yeah,
research, and as luck would have it, we've both really benefited by having access to DSN and the Discord server to talk to fellow creators who are also in the DSN. So
yeah, and that has helped actually. Being a member of the DSN, it has helped.
yeah, I mean,
I've learned a lot from it as well from a lot of the creators there.
yeah, I noticed you're one of the more creative, or not creative, sorry, more active people in the Discord server, which is a good thing. It means you're wanting to learn.
Yeah,
So, we you said that it drew you to this, wanting to learn. Well, wanting you were bored. You wanted to get into this, is what you said. But it said
yeah.
you started your YouTube. The channel itself is years old, but you've only been streaming steadily for about 8 months. What changed?
Oh, it's just watching how many people are on YouTube or on social media in general, just putting a camera in front of them, walking around, and just seeing how everything happens there and then, and just some magical vibes. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, like I said, there's no guide for what we do. The best people can tell you in this little niche of YouTube we got is at first you are going to be kind of awkward, a little shy because
Yeah,
you in person, people are looking at you and you're just talking to a phone. But in your head, you're doing something else. You're talking to your viewers. And so
yeah,
it takes a little time to get confidence to do that without worrying about what other people are thinking. So what's been the
yeah.
hard?
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, I've always been that person. I don't like others listening to my conversation as well, which I know that's something when you're live streaming, you have to push that aside. You have to let other people that are around you hear what you're saying, because if you don't, no one's going to know what you are, who you are, and what you're about, and what you're doing. All they're going to see is some crazy person talking to the phone, or maybe looking at himself on the screen.
Yeah,
I've got to push that aside. I know that.
that's a really good point because this is one of the cases where you do want people to hear what you're talking about because this is how you get people come up like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Oh,
Yeah,
you're live on YouTube. What's your channel? I want to subscribe.
yeah.
All right.
That is it.
Yep. All right. So, what's been the hardest part of being consistent in the live streaming? I think you touched on this with me when we were backstage before the show. It, but go ahead. You can tell your own story.
Yeah. Well, the hardest thing is because obviously I'm UK based, and the nearest Disney park is here in Disneyland Paris, and it's having the time, the funds to actually. Obviously, I know it's just across the water. I drive here. It's having the capability of coming to do it. It's unlike you lucky guys in Florida. You can just drive to the park. I'm just going down the park today. It's fine. It's so much better over there, and that's the hardest thing that we have. It's going from one country to another. That is the hardest. I do it as much as I possibly can, and as I said, since December last year, it has been virtually every month.
Yeah. So now I obviously don't want you to reveal where you live on the air. That's not what I want. But
No,
basically, what I do want to know is, on average, how long does it take you to get to Disneyland Paris when you set off from home?
5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah,
That's
with
a
a 35-minute train ride.
5 hours is that's like that would be like for us coming from like North Georgia, probably South Tennessee, somewhere in there. That's a heck of a drive.
Yeah.
So I commend it because like the people in our area, the furthest know, well, the one that I know that lives the furthest away and still comes here weekly to do streams several times a week, it takes them about an hour to get here. Whereas I'm personally like 25 minutes away. So
Dedication.
oh yeah. So what has surprised you most about the Disney streaming community? And this is about the community in general, not just DSN.
Uh, well, I can only speak for the DSN. Being part being part of that, and I'm not being biased or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
being part of that, I have noticed it is such a lovely community. It really is. My wife says that as well when she hears me talking to somebody, because obviously when it's all done via words and typing, but when I sometimes speak it, and when I'm on a chat with some streamers, my wife says, "What a lovely bunch of people they are."
Oh, yeah. So I forgot where I was going with this, but yeah, I can see what you mean. So our next question: how has live streaming changed you personally?
It's it's I have a confidence problem, and trying to stream, it's breaking that confidence. It's trying to push everything aside, and my confidence is slowly getting better. Um, yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the good things about this in general is, it forces you to be an outgoing person because the viewers really respond to a creator who is involved, who is open with them, who talks to them freely. And have you been recognized in person within Disneyland Paris yet? Has anyone come up to you and said, "Hey, I know you"?
uh, once, but not via YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was I was streaming on TikTok, and yeah, it was just one. It was a Colombian family that come up to me who actually watched me, and he literally jumped in front of my camera and waving around, shouting my name, and I thought, wow, who's this? Being in Disneyland Paris, and a Colombian guy coming, jumping up in front of me, smiling, most happiest person going, and he said who he was, and he was one of my followers, and that was so uplifting. It
Yeah,
was that was a big achievement. That was.
yeah. Nothing really prepares you for the first time you get recognized in the park,
Yeah,
because you're just like, wait, you watch me? Little old me? What did I do to deserve this?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
It was a good feeling.
What does creating from Disneyland Paris specifically mean to you?
Um, that's a bit of a tricky question. It just means that there's this great bubble that I can try and fit into.
Yeah. Well, it's also I maybe I'm thinking as a Disney Worlder who grew up here, but it's also more or less your hometown, you know, park
Yeah,
because
it's
it's the
my
one
home from
closest
home.
to.
Yeah,
So there's got to be a sense of this is my home. Let me show it off to you.
yeah.
All right, you answer this for me backstage, but I have to ask you on the air for them. Have you ever been to any of the domestic parks in the states?
Yes. Been to Walt Disney World, all the Florida theme parks.
Okay, now I have to ask then. This I didn't warn you about this one, but I have to ask. I'm putting you on the spot. What's your favorite Disney World park?
Oh, right. Magic Kingdom has to be the favorite for the shows and the parades.
Mm-hmm.
But for the theme, the rides, I think that's the Disney park's going to have to be Hollywood Studios.
Okay, I can give you that. Now, uh, we established this. You haven't really seen any of my content yet, but I'm an Epcot person. I just love the vibes of Epcot. In fact, the channel's name is a reference to Epcot. So,
Yes.
all right. So, with your channel, like we said, it's, years old, but you've only been streaming solidly for 8 months. But what is your plan going forward? What do you want to see get? What do you want to get out of your channel? Your goals, your dreams for it?
Um, well, just what my name says, Murray's Adventures. That's what I want to do. Is I want to adventure to the other Disney parks all over at some point.
Well, I know that if you ever made it to the Disney World parks, because the majority of DSN, the vast majority, are Disney World streamers. So just know
Yeah.
if you ever made it back out here to us again in Florida, you'd have a lot of people who would be like, "Let's meet up. Let's have some fun," and I'd be one of them, Murray.
Oh, thank you. There is a lot that I do. I would love to meet up with. There is.
All right, so I, like we said, you're still relatively new in certain ways to the streaming
Yes.
community, but based on the experience you've gotten in the short amount of time, what advice would you give to a new streamer who wanted to start doing what you're doing at Disneyland Paris?
Don't give up. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be easy. Putting my camera in front of my face, just walk along and talk, and just show what's what. But you got to be able to be a talker to do
Yeah,
it very well. Um, and when it doesn't go to plan, don't give up. Which I several times I've been on the verge of just throwing it all away, just forgetting about it. And it was only the other day when I was having technical issues, and there was no call for it. There was no reason why. I just couldn't get the stream back, and I just thought, you know what, just throw it all away. But I calmed down, just went away, had a walk around, and started again, and it was fine.
yeah. I mean, that's part of the I don't want to say job, but some of us do treat this like a secondary work. It's a side gig, so I'll use the word
Yeah,
anyway. But that's part of the job is having the wherewithal to do troubleshooting on the spot and hoping it works. And sometimes it's just as simple as you know the old school way, just slap it and hope it works. Or sometimes you have to go into the settings and oh my goodness, I didn't know I was connected to
yeah,
Wi-Fi. I got to disconnect from that. It it's part of
yeah.
that, and you're right. Don't give up. This is the advice I'll give you as someone who's been doing this almost 7 years now. Don't give up. The audience will find you as long as you're giving them something to stick around to. And it's my personal philosophy that you've got to find a way to make yourself stick out from the rest of the community because there's so many of us doing this now in general across all the Disney
Yeah,
parks. So you got to find your niche to stick out among them. So,
yeah.
well,
It's like what you said a little while ago is that I'm active on the network. I'm forever asking. Well, the- some of the guys will tell you in there, and they'll be shaking their head right now. Is I'm forever on there asking questions. Can you do this? Can you do that? How do you do this? And how do you do that? Because I'm the kind of person that it it has to be right. It has to be as close to perfect as possible, or I don't do it.
yeah. I
And
mean, that's a perfectionist mindset, and I have one of those myself. Like, if y'all noticed during the countdown, I accidentally hit the wrong button and revealed me and him behind the scenes instead of starting the countdown, and that bugged me because that was not perfection. Hey,
yeah.
we we got a Park Bros here. Hi, Lawrence.
Speaking of devil,
Yeah.
that's one of the people I'm forever asking questions with.
All right. So thank you for going through the interview with us. So we learned a lot about you. I want to encourage people as we come to the end of this segment. Make sure you go check out Murray's Adventures. Give him some love as he grows his channel and over there at Disneyland Paris. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. Our next topic, we're gonna have some fun now. Let's compare to the best of our ability because they are no Disney parks are one-to-one comparisons, but we're gonna do our best just for fun, and we're gonna compare Disneyland Paris Resort to Walt Disney World Resort. So, and Murray has a unique perspective where he's been to both Disney World and Disneyland Paris. I can't say the same. So he's going to be able to get into this a little bit more deeper than I can. But
Ooh,
so let's start with the climate. Climate, obviously in Florida, is just very hot. It's very steamy, especially during the summer. You can melt easily. So you got to stay hydrated and prepare for that 3 o'clock rainstorm. On the flip side, you got Disneyland Paris, who is the only Disney resort that sees snow on the regular during the winter. So I don't know how would you compare these here?
well, we had snow. I haven't since I've been coming. I haven't seen the snow here,
Yeah.
but I was lucky enough to miss it because it does cause mayhem when it snows. And I believe it did snow here just I think about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so I kind of want to see that because y'all know, my viewers know this. I'm a term long long term theme park worker in general, and so I've worked the dead of summers in that heat, and I've also worked the dead of winter where it's less humid. I I'm deeply interested to wonder what it's like for those workers who work the summer and then they come around and do winter where it's snowing. How that changes operations because you still get your safety protocols happening regardless of what the weather is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um, oh, well, I can't speak for the
the
cast members, but
yeah
I have noticed a lot of them are wrapped up because it's all open as well. It's the wind. It does when it hits you. It does hit you. But I've been Florida when it's in their winter time, and the coldness there it is sharp.
people underestimate the cold here in Florida. They think it's not going to be that bad. It's Florida. It's going to be 60 degrees. It's going to be 50 degrees. Yeah, you hit that humid cold air and let it see how it cuts through you easily.
Yes,
Especially once that wind chill
I mean,
gets factored in.
yeah, I mean here now. I've noticed throughout the day the temperature changes rapidly throughout the day. This morning we've had rain all day. I mean, I had to cancel my stream because everything was getting cancelled in the park. Um, so I had to cancel my stream down, and the temperature it's up and down, and it's just not very good for your body. This is where people get colds and get the flu because you 1 minute you're wrapping up, then the temperature it warms up a bit. Oh, I'm a bit hot. Let's take the coat off.
Yeah, you don't want to play with that kind of weather because, like, obviously, as I've said, I'm native to Florida, but I have been north. So because like my wife is a native Chicagoan. She's from Chicago, and I did visit her in February, the year we moved her down, and it got sub-zero while I was there. So, and that's not really weather you want to play with.
No, I've seen today on YouTube, Chicago Airport. It's just white.
Yeah, and obviously for those paying attention, obviously Europe and America do different scales for temperature. So when I say sub-zero, I'm talking sub-zero Fahrenheit, which I have no idea what that is in Celsius. I'm not keen on conversions like that.
No, let me just check now what the weather is
Like,
at the moment because we go in Fahrenheit. It's 14 degrees. So
for,
14 degrees. If I
so
change that, it's 14 degrees Celsius. So if I change that to Fahrenheit, It is 57.
Yeah. That's I'm wearing a jacket now. 57, I'm wearing a jacket. But then again, I'm also at Floridian. I'm used to 95 Fahrenheit with, high humidity. So any cold
Yeah,
feels colder to me naturally. All right. So,
yeah. But in the summer here, the summer we've just had, it did get up to 42 degrees, which
ooh,
is
that's pretty toasty.
stifling hot.
That's pretty toasty.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on
Again,
to.
again, that plays havoc on the parades. They
I
cancel
bet.
the parades. Even some of the rides have to shut down.
Oh, I believe it. So let's move on. Let's talk about park scale or resort scale. Now, Disney World is very famously about the size of San Francisco. Uh, and then you got Disneyland Paris, which is a very compact, resort. So, how does that compare in experience? Because obviously Disney World is very vast, and then because you can do just
Yes.
about anything. You can go shopping. You can be at like one of our 30 resorts. You can go ride a horse over at Circle D Ranch over at Fort Wilderness. There's
Yeah.
so much you can do here.
Yes. Well, I'd say roughly Disneyland Paris would fit in Magic Kingdom car park
Oh my goodness.
and still have space to move around.
You get on those trams at Walt Disney World when you go to Magic Kingdom and you park at Transportation and Ticket Center, and those those tram spielers, the parking people who are cast members, they're spieling and they're talking about make sure you get a photo of where you're parked or put it in the app in the car section because our parking lot's one of the biggest on planet Earth. You don't want to get lost. And to hear you say
That's the
that
problem.
Disneyland Paris is roughly about that size in total, that's
Yeah,
crazy to me.
it is. And when we was at Disney World in the car parks, and like every visitor was pressing the fob on the car key to see where they've parked their car. We've all done it. Now here, you can't get lost. You can't get lost.
Now, this is one thing I'm very curious about. Obviously, you can drive a car to Disneyland Paris. Do they have like a parking garage, or is it like a flat surface car parking lot, or how do you
Yeah,
park your
it's
car?
all it's all one level.
Oh wow, I'm guessing a lot of people take transportation there, but then again, in general, not getting into any politics or anything, but public transportation tends to be better in Europe than compared to Florida anyway, so that's not too surprising.
Yeah, but that's an attraction in itself.
Oh yeah,
Coming
but I
from
mean,
coming from the car park to the park.
let's see. Lewis says Disneyland Resort can fit in Magic Kingdom's parking lot as well. See, even California has that problem.
I think that the two parks are based on the same because you can come from Disneyland Park, walk out of the gates, and about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, you're into the studios.
Oh, yeah. And for those of you not aware, Walt Disney Studios, which is the second part at Disneyland Paris Resort, actually getting a new name in March. What's it being renamed to? Do you remember what it's being named to?
I have to get the official because it's changing. It is being changed to Disney Adventure World, where a lot of people are saying it's going to be called Disney Adventure Land, but it's not. It's Disney Adventure World, but it's having a couple of lands put in it, like Frozen Land and Tangled Ride.
I
There's also going to be. See, we haven't got a water ride here at all,
well, I
but there is one. There is one coming.
yeah. I mean, Disneyland Paris is on my to-do list, and I've been wanting to go to the. Like I was telling you before the show. I really admire Disneyland Paris's shows on the castle. The fireworks and the projection shows.
Yes.
Speaking of the castle, let's talk about the castle. Well, let's compare because y'all have what is it? Y'all have Sleeping Beauty Castle as well,
Sleeping Beauty, yeah.
but your Sleeping Beauty Castle is a lot different from, say, I believe it's is it Hong Kong that has it as well, but and of course the
Yes.
original over in Orlando. Y'all have a very different Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's much bigger.
It's one you can walk around, and it also has a dungeon with a dragon in it.
Yeah, and then you got Cinderella Castle over here in Orlando, which at the time it was built was the biggest castle in a Disney park,
Yes.
and it was until Shanghai opened, I believe it was. Shanghai is the one who finally outdid it because Japan's is identical. So, and there's not an attraction in ours. Well, there's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and there's the restaurant, but there's not like a walk-through attraction or a ride in ours.
No. See, here we have a Christmas shop that's in the castle, and we have Ariba's Brothers.
Oh,
We have one of their shops with a glass blower, and obviously it's nowhere near on the size as Walt Disney World. Um, but yeah, you got them two shops in the castle, and you got stairs you can actually walk up and go around and see the story of Sleeping Beauty.
yeah. Leo, because Leo's my California brother here. Leo, does Disneyland Resort have any like storytelling elements like he just mentioned with Sleeping Beauty and yours? And we'll just wait for him to answer that. While we wait, the food culture obviously very different. We both know that France is very well known, especially Paris, for their food, as put on display. Now, this is my very American take on it, but uh, you got Ratatouille, the movie, the Disney movie, giving a
Yeah.
nice example of French life when it comes to food, and then you got our side over here, which is very heavily quick service based, and your standard hot dogs, your burgers, your things like that. So, in your experience, how does the food compare between the two resorts?
Food food's not great here.
Oh, really?
It's yeah, it's not the food isn't the greatest. We have Casey's Corner. It's a hot dog. You can't really go much wrong. You can't really have anything wrong with a hot dog.
Oh no.
That's in the park, but there's no piano. We have no Grayson or Neil, which we could do with that here.
Oh wow. I that honestly
Uh,
surprises me. I'll be honest.
Walt's restaurant. We have that here. I haven't tried that myself. There's mixed stories. Mixed. A lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't like it.
Okay.
The value, it's expensive as well.
Huh. Yeah, that's to be said about pretty much any Disney food. But in your experience, though, what has been the best food you've had at Disneyland Paris? Then.
Well, the Lucky Nugget.
Oh, really?
Um, that's I've had a meal in there. The first meal I had, it was good, and I've gone in there another time, had exactly the same, and it just wasn't as good.
Okay.
So I don't think there's any one. It's never the same. Is all I can say.
All right. So let's talk about ride differences here because
Okay.
one of the biggest that I know of is both have a Haunted Mansion like ride, where Disney World has the Haunted Mansion, the actual Haunted Mansion attraction. Y'all have your own spin on it, Phantom Manor,
Yes.
which it does kind of tell the story a little bit different. So go ahead.
I can't remember the ride at Disney World because it has been some time. But so I can't compare myself, I can only compare from what I've seen other streamers
Yeah.
and being in Phantom Manor. Phantom Manor here, we can go up into the
Hmm.
house as part of the attraction in the shrinking room. Yeah, so we can actually walk up the stairs into the house. I can't remember if that was the same at Disney World.
So ours has a queue, and you kind of enter from like a downstairs room. You don't really walk up to the main entrance facade that you see from the walkways. You go into like a downstairs room, and so there's that.
Right.
Well, uh,
Okay.
can y'all do still have Big Thunder Mountain, I believe, just like we do.
Yes. Yeah. And I have heard it's better at the moment because obviously yours is still under refurb, isn't it?
About to say it's gonna be better by default. Ours doesn't exist right now, at least not as
But
far
I
as
have,
guests are concerned.
yeah, I have heard by some Florida streamers that came over. It is at the time it was better than your one.
Oh,
It's
well,
longer as well.
well, let's see. Euro Disney, as it was originally called, opened what, like mid '90s or something like that.
94.
'94, yeah. So, and
Yeah.
then the original here was like '89. Well, obviously, I don't mean original here. Let me rephrase that. The version here, that's what I meant to say, because the original is over in California, but the original to us was like '89. So it's been around a bit longer. Roller
Yeah.
coaster tech evolves, so you know that doesn't necessarily guarantee one version will be better than the other, but it
No.
can definitely play a factor because you got access to newer technology.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned transportation differences. What have you experienced in that realm?
Uh, really, unless you're coming from out of the area, you don't really need transportation because just outside the parks, there's a train station.
Yeah.
So really, you don't need transportation to go from park to park. Or
Which
if you
is
when you park your car, you can just walk. It's just a 10-minute walk from your car to security, and once you're into security, then you can either go right to the Disneyland Park. You can go straight on to the studios, or you can do left, and you're in the
yeah,
village.
which is obviously very different than us here at Disney World, because you got like miles in between the parks. But the only one you can like
Yes.
really truly walk between is Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and even that's a pretty detailed walk. In most cases, you're going to be taking some sort of transportation, whether that be a boat or you're going to
Yeah.
take a Skyliner or a bus or a monorail. You're going to be taking some sort of transportation, and Magic Kingdom is unique where you even need transportation to get to Magic Kingdom itself once you've parked your car. So
Yeah.
obviously, transportation is baked very much into us here at Disney World.
Yeah. That is a big part of it.
All right, so just a few differences between the two parks. It's amazing how they are related in the fact that they are both Disney parks. They're Disney resorts and they're owned by Disney, but they just got their own little nieces, their own little quirks about them that make them their own thing, and it's what makes us fall in love with Disney as a themed resort.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, just talking about how we fall in love with it. Which
Ah, right.
yeah. So our last topic tonight, we want to hit this pretty quickly. We're going to talk about the Disney adult label. This has been tossed around the internet quite a lot lately, in both positives and negatives. And I consider myself a Disney adult. I'll let Murray speak for himself because I don't want to put words in his mouth. But I personally consider myself a Disney adult. My wife, Roxana, considers herself a Disney adult. But we don't, just like any personality, there's your strength, your extremes, and your not extremes. So let me ask you this, Murray. You do you consider yourself a Disney adult?
I think um, anybody who comes to the parks, wherever it be, if it's multiple times, yeah, you've got to be classed as a Disney adult. Yeah,
So,
my kids say to us, our kids say to us that we're having a midlife crisis.
well, if that's the case, I've been having a midlife crisis for about 15 years.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I'd say yeah.
yeah. So, Walt himself said that. Well, obviously, he was talking about Disneyland Resort specifically, the original California resort, but this can be applied to all the parks because they're all Disney. Is the parks are for all ages. So
Yes.
when I see these people, they're complaining about, di- adults going to Disney, whether they're going childless or with their kids, and they're going multiple times. I'm just like, you have your hobby, I have mine. Let me do mine in peace, like I let you do yours in peace.
I do see I see more adults here than I see of children, and
And
there are a lot of children.
oh yeah, I mean, I didn't pull up the attendance numbers for Disneyland Resort, but I'm sure it's up there in the millions per year. But you know, it's just the way it is with Disney parks. Disney parks are just full of life. Like I noticed this during our reopening from COVID here at Disney World, because the parks were very limited on attendance, shall we say. They had their capacity artificially lowered to promote the social distancing thing. And I noticed a lot of time that the energy just was not in the park as much when, the crowds aren't there. It was almost too quiet in a way.
I would like it like that.
Yeah. And, I'm going to be honest, I thought I would too. But, and there was perks to it because a lot of the rides were a lot quicker to get on and off. But for me, and I can only speak for me, but it was missing that energy, that little buzz that you can't really explain for me. I don't know. And, for me, going to Disney is reliving my childhood because I went when I first started going when I was 6 years old. And so every now and then I can get outside Space Mountain and I can look up at the sign and I can have that memory flash through my head of going when I was 6 and just waiting for fast passes with my parents.
Yeah, but the first time I went was in 1996.
Yeah, about the same time because I was born in '90, so '96 I would have been 6.
So, um, I'm a lot older than that.
It's okay, no shame there.
Yeah, so
Eh,
that was one of the best days.
So let's see. Disneyland Resort early 2025 surpassed 1 billion visitors. Oh my goodness gracious! And you just had that guy a couple days ago. Leo, you can confirm this. There was a guy who got on Radiator Springs Racers in Carsland at Disney California Adventure. He just did his 15,000th ride, I believe it was, of that one ride.
Yes, I heard that.
So there's so much about these parks that just brings out the child in everyone. And one of my favorite things is you don't even have to knowingly be a Disney adult to have those Disney adult moments. I have seen many times, and it's one of my favorite things to do. I just like to sit on Main Street and I'll watch the visitors come around that corner and get their eye on the castle in full for the first time, and some just break out crying. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter the age. I've seen kids do it. I've seen adults do it. I've seen people in their mid 20s. I've seen people in their mid 60s or 70s. It's not unique to any age group.
No, and there are a lot of people as soon as they walk under that station and then they come out. your full blown view of that castle. I've seen quite a few people shed a tear.
Wait, so I mean, I don't. How do I put this? I don't like the disparaging of Disney adults because it to me it's disparaging. How do I put this? It's just disparaging to letting people live their lives the way they want to.
There's nothing wrong with being a Disney adult.
Now,
Not now. Not now. I'm in that category.
yeah, yeah. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it. Now, just like with any fandom, you have your extremes though, but that's true of any fandom. It's not exclusive to Disney adults. So that's just a
Yeah.
perspective to keep in mind. Let's see.
See,
Go.
we just had an annual pass holders event, and the people that come to that in full blown costumes. At a quick glance, you would actually think it's one of the characters. That's how extreme people do go.
See, Lawrence is backing me up on this. He just said, "I'll never forget Catherine's face seeing the castle for the first time ever." Yeah, is and then with Roxy, because as I told you, she's a native Chicagoan. I didn't tell you this, but the channel knows this. She did the Disney College program in fall 2010, and she visited a few times after that. But her last visit prior to 2020 was 2017. So in 2020, when we went there and I proposed to her in November 2020, that was her first time seeing the castle in 3 years, and she had tears going down her face as she stepped around and saw her castle for the first time in over 3 years.
Wow.
Leah's, let's see. John Hill just this December holds the record for 15,000 rides on Radiator Springs Racers. Cast members helped him celebrate the momentous occasion or achievement. Yes, talking about the guy who rode Radiator Springs Racers 15,000 times. That's something. See, Ship said I stepped into Disney World only once. When I stepped in the Magic Kingdom for the very first time, I was like, am I really here? That we were talking about this last week, and you get those people that coming on their once in a lifetime vacations. They're in there for the very first time ever, and I'm blessed enough that I get to go almost whenever I want to, and because I grew up here, I'm pass holder, so I get to live the magic as almost as much as I want. And then, but I have to remember when I'm streaming that there are people around me who this is their one and only time they'll ever come, and that's part of the responsibility as a Disney streamer is you have to respect that for them.
Yeah.
See, Leah
And you
says,
don't, and the thing is, you don't want to spoil it for others either,
"Oh no,
because
you don't want to be that person in Haunted Mansion reciting the stretching room."
yeah,
I have been with friends, and I want to preface this. I didn't approve of them doing this, but I have been with friends who got into the stretching room, and when the lights go off, and you see him saying "It's always my way," and the guy's dangling by the rope, and he does that scream. I've had friends that do that scream with him and scare everyone around them, and I'm just like, dude, why? Why are you doing this? I don't know him. He can stay over there now. Leah says I felt the same way with Spaceship Earth, Grand and Miraculous. Yeah, like I said, I'm an Epcot guy, so I get very teary-eyed when I see Spaceship Earth. Which, if you don't know, the very short version, Murray, is that I used to go to Epcot as a kid, and my mom would chaperone those field trips. And my mom is no longer with me, so when I go to Epcot, I kind of feel close to her, so that's why Epcot is so special to me.
okay.
So, anyway, that pretty much concludes that segment. The long and short of it is, let people live their life.
Yeah.
It's not hurting you.
That's right.
All right. So we are now moving into our final segment of the stream. This is our Q&A. This is where you get to ask either me or Murray whatever questions you want. So fire away. And while we wait for those
General.
questions to come in, because it does take a while, because not only is there 11-second delay, but you also got to give them time to type. Let me ask you, Murray, have you enjoyed your time on the stream tonight?
Yes. Yes, it's my first one. It's my first podcast. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I want to say you've been a good guest. You've you brought it tonight. I'll put it that way.
But, well, as I said to you before, I'm not a talkative person, and yeah, I'm slowly coming out of my shell.
Well,
And this, I think this has helped as well.
yeah, all I can say is practice, time. It'll come through. Let's see. While we wait, Shift says hearing the song "Promise" by Kelly Coffey brings back memories of that one-time visit to Disney. I went to Disney May 2001 when I was 14. Yeah, "Promise" by Kelly Coffey is a wonderful song. I don't. Are you aware which song that is?
No,
Personally, so do you remember Illuminations at Epcot?
yes.
"Promise" by Kelly Coffey is the song that they play after the show as you're exiting.
Right. Okay.
So, oh, Theo's here. Theo, how are you doing tonight, buddy? Haven't seen you in some time. Theo is one of our patrons here, which we'll go over our patrons at the end of the night. So, give it about another minute or two. You got anything you want to add on your visit tonight? How it went? Any
Me?
thoughts? Yeah, you. You're the
Yeah,
guest.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the next one.
Well, we're gonna have to have you back on in a couple
I'm
months.
going to be tuning. I'll be tuning in on the next one. I'll be in the chat.
All right, there you go. Here's a question. Leo asked, "What attraction is your favorite to hop on and ride over and over?"
Well, in the studios, we have Crush Ride. It's based on Nemo. It's a ride in the dark. You're basically in the turtle shell. It's a coaster, and
Oh, it's a
depending
coaster.
on the way, it's a roller coaster.
Oh, wow.
So on a track in the dark. Depending on the weight of it seats four people back to back. Depending on the weight, depends on how well it spins or
Oh, it spins.
how well it don't spin. Um, I was here for Halloween. Oh, the transition from Halloween to Christmas over the last month, and just at the close of night, I managed to ride it 9 times, and the majority of the times they were all different sequences.
Oh my goodness. See, we had a roller coaster here at Disney World that spin. It was Primeval World. It was a wild mouse
Oh,
coaster. It was at Animal Kingdom. Uh, and I loved it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. And unfortunately, it closed to make way for the Tropical Americas. And so I miss it. In fact, I hadn't ridden it since before the pandemic. It actually closed forever before the pandemic. And
okay.
so,
But I have to say, Tower's
oh,
another ride that's up there.
now correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all have a Tower of Terror, y'all, or you did.
We still
Oh,
do.
you
We
still have
have
yours.
six, yeah, six lifts, six elevators.
Oh wow. Leo's got another question for you. What's your what? He says most popular snack in Disneyland Paris. So like here,
Snack.
you got your standard, you got your Mickey bars, you got your churros, you got your Mickey pretzels.
Uh, right. There's a beignet, but it's more of a donut. It's in the shape of Mickey's head,
Oh,
and it's filled with hazelnut chocolate.
oh, that sounds good.
Yes, bit too overpowering, but one a trip I think is good enough.
Have you managed to get beignets over here at Disney World when you go to French Quarter.
No,
Well, I think
no.
you think you have a goal to do some resort hopping next time you come out here. Uh,
Yes.
Me and Roxy will personally escort you.
Okay. I'll hold you to that.
So, I think that's where we're gonna cut it tonight. So, you have a good time, Murray. I think we have.
Yes, I did.
All right, let's do our outro. Feel free to stick around. We'll say goodbye together. This is where I handle business. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the stream. I hope you had a wonderful time. Uh, Episode 2 wrapping up. Our next episode 2 weeks from tonight. Gonna have our friend Adam on the stream, and I believe we're also gonna try and have his business partner, because together they are the masterminds behind the Single Rider app, which is a dating service for theme park goers. I believe is what it is. I have to do some more research into it, which I got 2 weeks to do. So come check us out 2 weeks from tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Orlando time. Gonna have a lot of fun, and I've been watching some of his business partners' TikToks. He's crazy in a good way, and I love it, and I can't wait to see that energy. So if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button on the way out the door. You knew you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button as well. Ring that bell icon so you know when we go live or post new videos in the future. You can follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links are in the description down below. If you haven't already, please, like I said, please subscribe. Make sure you check us. If you want to donate, that's where I'm going next, because I haven't done this outro in a while. If you haven't already, make sure, and you want to donate to the channel, you can do so by going to PayPal. You can go to Venmo. You can go to Cash App, or you can hit that dollar icon in the chat window and send us a super chat when we're live. If you want to become a monthly ongoing supporter of the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Magic Horizons YT. That's patreon.com/Magic Horizons YT. And we want to say thank you to our patrons now. They are Park World Radio, Jonathan and Kim, and Gilnack, Theodore, Timothy. Thank you all so much for supporting this channel on a monthly ongoing basis, not weekly. We want to also say thank you to our mods. They are Jeff, Kim, Jonathan, Sheree, Sam, Jennifer, and Ann. And our team captains, one of them in the chat, that's Leo, and our absent tonight team captain, Resort Budgeting, Tony. All amazing people. Thank you so much for supporting this channel the way you do. And I am forever grateful, especially when I go on these long hiatuses like this. All right, we want to talk about Park World Radio. And I neglected to have my script ready, so stand by while we fix this. Shouldn't take me too long to get it up. There it is. All right, Park World Radio is your ultimate destination for Disney parks music from both Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort, both classics and new favorites. Whether you're at home or on the go, you can tune in on your computer, smartphone, tablet, or smart speaker. As a listener-supported station, Park World Radio relies on contributions from fans like you through Patreon and PayPal. Your support helps keep the magic alive, and as a token of appreciation, you'll receive exclusive Park World Radio stickers. This covers all the ways to support the station and find all the ways to listen by visiting theparkworldradio.com. So don't wait, tune in and relive the magic 24/7, bringing the enchanting sounds of the Disney parks right to your ears anytime, anywhere with Park World Radio. And let's talk about what you're watching tonight. That is our new podcast session 2 wrapping up. We are now available anywhere. So if you're watching tonight, you ever happen to miss an episode of Horizon Studio Sessions, you can always catch the full archive here on YouTube, or you can listen back next day wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you listen. Every session lives on, so you can revisit the conversations anytime, at home, on the road, or wherever you listen. Let's talk about our Discord server. That's where you can chat with us anytime over on the Magical Horizons Discord. That's where me and Roxy can be found. Even when we're not live, you can check in on us. You can interact with us. You can interact with the mods. You can interact with your fellow viewers. We also find a way to include you in some decisions about our in-park live streams. I said Did we have a PayPal? If we have a PayPal and I missed it. Oh, we did get PayPal. We got a $40 PayPal from Theo. Thank you so much for that PayPal, Theo. Highly appreciated. We missed you too. We can't wait to get back in the parks. So yeah, anyway, come check out the Discord where you can interact with us all the time. We also want to encourage you to check out Life with Roxana. That is Roxy's personal channel. That is where she posts her everyday life vlogs, her day in the life vlogs, her DIY crafting tutorials. She posts some Disney vlogs as well, and so much more. Lots of fun to be had over there on Life with Roxana. Go over, give her a subscription over there. Finally, we want to talk about DSN, of which me and Murray are wonderful. Let me get my... There it is. We are members of. So Magical Horizons is proud to be a part of the Disney Streamer Network, a collaboration of independent creators who share a passion for bringing the magic of the Disney parks to viewers around the world. The Disney Streamer Network is your gateway to discovering an ever-growing collection of live streams and videos created by fans for fans. From real-time park adventures to unique perspectives and storytelling styles, the network makes it easy to explore the magic through a variety of voices, all in one places. What you see now is just the beginning. The Disney Streamer Network was built with growth in mind, not just in the number of creators, but in the features and opportunities available to the fans like you. As the network expands, you can expect even more ways to connect, watch, and experience the parks from wherever you are. To follow along as the magic grows, be sure to check out the Disney Streamer Network on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And of course, the Disney Streamer Network is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company or its affiliates. The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and do not represent any other channel, the Disney Streamer Network, or the Walt Disney Company or its affiliates. So make sure you come check us out on the Streamer Network. That gets to be a mouthful after a while. So, all right, gonna wrap it up. Any last words there, Murray?
No, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. I know I went into the aforementioned Discord server for DSN a couple weeks ago, just like, hey, anyone want to come on? I need a guest. And you were the first to pop up to volunteer for this episode. So thank you for volunteering, and I hope I was a good host for you.
Yes, you was.
All right.
You put me at ease.
Yep. So one last question before we wrap up. When are you planning to stream next, my man?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Do you have a...
Yes.
What time is that?
I haven't set it up yet. I'm just debating whether to start off with a little bit of retail therapy, because with it being Monday, is the new merch is being delivered tonight, so ready to be put out in the stores in the morning. So I don't know whether to start off with that or just jump straight in it at the park.
Well, either way, I think you're going to have a good day tomorrow. I'm wishing you sunshine and no rain, because it's been very rainy for all of us today, including us here at Disney World.
Yeah, I saw.
Literally, guys, it's been thunderstorming the entire time we've been live, I told him before the stream started, I'm just like, I really hope we don't lose power, and I'm really hoping my computer doesn't get zapped. We made it through. All right, guys. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed session 2. I will see you in 2 weeks for session 3. Once again, thank you, Murray, for joining us.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night. May all your dreams be magical. And until next time, see you real soon.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Can you remember back to a simpler time? Back to the watercolor days that still run through your mind. Oh, I remember just my old friend and me, running through an open field the way it used to be. The feeling that our hearts could just take wings, we could live out all our dreams. The journey there was never far away, but like a dream come true, that's still inside of you. The secret of tomorrow is to live your dreams today. Remember the night, remember the feeling, remember the magic in our lives. You opened up my eyes to a new world revealing. So remember the magic, just remember the magic one more time. Oh, remember, do you remember the way it used to feel when love was only make-believe and fairy tales were real? Oh, I remember you were with me once again, free to live our fantasies. It never has to end. The feeling that our hearts just take wings, we could live a world of dreams. Together we would sail against the wind. And now I know where to begin, how to find it all again, from now until forever. Remember the time, remember the feeling, remember the magic in your eyes. You opened up my heart and you gave